Thank you for listening to PoliticalStorm.com. I'm John Small. I convinced my wife to come back again. Hey, how you doing over there?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. My wife Heidi and I host a radio show every day, the John and Heidi Show. We do not talk politics on the radio because I won't let her. So this is a wonderful outlet for her to have a chance to speak her mind, and I don't stop you. Unless, of course, you get, real wound up, then I would probably stop you. But for the most part, I'm going to let you say what you want to say. And the good news is, at PoliticalStorm.com, you can say what you want to say as well. You can sign up and have your own program. You can have your own blog if you want to do a podcast. They give you the opportunity. In this election, we all have a choice, and now we all have a voice as well at PoliticalStorm.com.
Here's what I think is interesting.
What is that?
The other day, you were getting in a pissing match with somebody on Facebook about politics. And
vaguely.
Several years ago, you said to me, quit talking politics on Facebook. That's not the place for that.
No, it's not.
Just quit talking politics.
It's not.
Nope. When you get in a pissing match with somebody, all that happens is everybody gets pissed on and nobody wins.
That's my quote.
So you say all the time.
It's true.
So now you told me to quit doing that, so I deleted all of my friends that disagreed with me so that I didn't get in any political
She only has conservative friends
I
now.
only have conservative friends.
Now,
it works well for me. My life is so much more drama-free. Now, yesterday, I look at you, I'm like, what are you doing? You said, I'm getting in a pissing match with some guy on Facebook.
Let me explain. Here's the difference.
Why?
But let me explain the difference. The difference is...
The difference is it's you and not me.
No, honestly.
That's the difference.
It's the content of my argument, and the difference means everything. I was not supporting any candidate, and I wasn't trying to make a political point. My point was the media bias. The argument that he and I were having was all about the media bias. Because there are people right now that are attacking Trump. I was scrolling through, your Facebook is like all sunshines and lollipops for you because you deleted everybody you disagree with. So she's like, oh, everything's so wonderful. I'm like, wait a minute. I have a friend on Facebook. I just looked. He unfriended me. So I had a friend.
See, now that's the way it works.
I've never unfriended anyone. He unfriended me. But he was a huge Bernie Sanders supporter. And I was one of the only people pointing out, before the DNC got caught, I was one of the only people pointing out how unfair they were making this for Bernie. So I don't understand why a Bernie Sanders supporter would unfriend me. So it had to have something else to do with something else, because I can't even imagine.
Could have possibly been.
Could have been about politics.
Yeah.
He probably didn't like something else I posted. But he has a tattoo of Bernie Sanders.
What an idiot.
He and I were friends on Facebook. And we would still be friends, but he unfriended me. So that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. But I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are Republican. I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are Democrat. I've got a lot of friends on Facebook that are completely political neutral. They have no interest in politics. So I'm not getting in political arguments on there. I was getting in an argument where people were dogpiling on Donald Trump. I am not coming to the rescue of Donald Trump. I'm coming to the rescue of having the media actually tell the truth. There was this guy, the video we were talking about, where the guy was trying to rile up a gentleman about race and trying to make Donald Trump look racist. That was such a slanted report.
Yeah.
It was such a slanted. The media bias is ridiculous. So I just got an article here that was sent to me after our podcast the other day, and I wanted to read this. It says, this is from Breitbart, by the way. It says, North Carolina finds 2,214 registered voters over the age of 110.
Right. Must be something in the water.
Yeah, apparently.
A long time.
It says here, most of these are Democrats. And it seems that many of them live in 4 very Democratic-controlled counties. Don't get mad at me, folks. I'm reading this article. Some of these voters have already voted absentee. They were afraid they might die before, the election. They are, again, over 110. In fact, North Carolina has an awful lot of voters that are 112 as well. A whole bunch of those. The Carolina Transparency Project did a review of the voter rolls this year. They found there are 631 Democrats that are at least 112 or older.
That's insane.
Now, by contrast, not 631, but the Republicans have 229 over 112. So it kind of sounds to me like both are in a little bit of trouble here. If anyone does anything about this, probably won't. And then there's also 39 that are unaffiliated with any party. So there's 39 that could vote either Democrat or Republican. And again, keep in mind, they're over 112, supposedly. Gets worse. There are 2 voters that have already voted in early voting that are over the age of 150.
Oh, my gosh. And they accept those?
One is in Gaston County, 154. Another in Granville County,
way.
An astonishing 160 years
young. Oh, my gosh.
This isn't necessarily evidence of vote theft. It could be a massively failed voter registration system, although it's notable that the largest number of these voters just happen to be Democrat. Now, again, it's not like they were all Democrat, but there were, 3-1, I think, is about what it worked out to be. And it's unlikely to have this many voters that would, actually still be alive and getting out to vote. So there's something going on in North Carolina, and I'm glad that somebody reported on this, Breitbart. And my question to you is this. Now, in your mind, in your heart of hearts, ask this question and see if you think that this is the case. If we switch those roles, let's say that in North Carolina, instead of these 2,214 voters that are over the age of 100, if the majority of those were Republican, would we have already heard about this in the national media?
Oh, my gosh, of course. And rightfully so. It should be stopped.
It should be, no matter which party. I agree,
right,
and I'm glad
matter.
you said that. So, again, that's from Breitbart from yesterday, I believe. And it was just an interesting story, and it was sent to me, and I appreciate you sending that to me. Now, if there's something else that maybe is bothering you that nobody's reporting on, and you want somebody to at least voice it, I first of all encourage you to voice that yourself. And if you don't want to get on and talk, you don't have to do that, but you can type an article. You can share that. And like Heidi was saying a moment ago, I have said for a long time, Facebook is the wrong place to do that because you're going to just make your friends mad. Do it at politicalstorm.com and invite your friends on Facebook to come over there. Hey, let's take the politics off Facebook and let's move it over here.
Oh, I still talk politics.
This is a platform for everybody to have a voice, and again, you get to say what you want to say, and there are places where you can comment on there. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And the nice thing is, if you're a person who maybe doesn't like politics, how great would it be to just say, no politics zone, take it over there, go over there. And if you're a person who does have a passionate feeling about politics, you're going to love the website. These guys put a lot of time and effort into making this thing, and a great deal of expense as well. And it's free. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much better can it get?
Right.
It's a place to go and have your say, and doesn't cost you a nickel. So check it out at politicalstorm.com. And you were telling me before we started, what was the story you were talking about?
I don't even remember now. There's so many of them that it's just, I just read them and I just shake my head. I'm like, really? Is anybody seriously thinking of voting for this woman? It's insane.
And it's not just that. Like, I got, again, in several arguments with people. There was a guy that was posting videos trying to make Trump look bad. And there was a video that was done by some organization.
Well, they're scrambling for anything because there's so much about Hillary that makes her look bad.
And the thing is,
that she's done to herself.
He and I got in an argument. Wade is the gentleman's name. I won't say the last name, but Wade and I got in an argument because he kept saying that I'm supporting Trump. And I said, show me where I'm supporting Trump. I said, all I'm doing is saying, remember what's behind door number 2.
Right.
I'm not trying to tell you that Trump is awesome, because he kept saying, oh, you're a big Trump supporter. I'm like, no, I just want you to know that option number 2 is no better. He keeps talking about, Trump's
worse.
Bad. This is bad, that's bad. And I'm like, this is a lady who's been caught lying numerous times, over and over and over. And the media doesn't even talk about that.
I read something online the other day that I thought was a very good point. And it said, when your own party admits to voter fraud within your own party, they admit to lying to you within your own party, and you're still voting for them because they are the lesser of two evils, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely true. I mean, they're lying flat out to you, to their own supporters, and they've rigged it within their own
and
system.
The media has still convinced you.
And they're still the lesser of two evils.
Well, the media has convinced
insane.
you of that they're the lesser of two evils.
And
again, I hope everybody understands. As a journalist, and I think that's what I would call myself, I work in the media. On our regular program, for those of you who listen to that, if you flipped over and listened to this and you're like, wow, this is a whole different John. No, this is the same John. The difference is every day I feel my job is to entertain and educate and inform people, but a lot of the stations that we're on dozens of stations. They're all music-oriented stations. They're not political talk radio, so we don't delve into politics. And when Heidi starts getting on the political
Because
train,
I am not a journalist. I'm just an American. I'm just a proud American that wants to make sure my country survives the next 4 years.
Well, and for me, what I try to do is, like I said, I try to make sure that we have fun every day. We inform people.
And we do.
But we can do that in a way without going down the political road. So I hardly ever talk about anything political on our show. And when we do, we have people that are like, what's the deal with that? What, you let Heidi program the station today? So we don't go down that road. But I'm so thankful for PoliticalStorm.com to give me this opportunity. This all started when I did an interview with the founders. We did an interview to talk about when they launched this. And I said, I've got a huge interest in politics, and I have this platform, but I won't use it for that. And they said, hey, utilize our platform. That's why we're building this, for people just like you. So you guys need to understand, you have the same opportunity I have. So I've read some of the comments underneath of our podcast, and there are people who are getting all frustrated because they are very much, they're already sold out for Hillary, so they hate the fact. Now, here's what you need to understand. I have never once said that I dislike Hillary. I
do.
I have nothing personally against Hillary Clinton.
I do.
As a matter of fact, if I met her, I would love to visit with her. I bet we'd have a great conversation. I bet we would. What are you laughing about?
Oh my God!
There are a lot of things that I think would be fun to chat about. Same thing with Donald Trump. Never met him, but I think we'd have a lot of fun chatting. Now, am I sold out for him? No. Am I sold out for her? No. And I've got friends that are trying to get me to be sold out for Gary Johnson, and I'm telling you, I tried. But
I can't. I just can't jump on that bandwagon
and
either.
I just don't.
My guy didn't make it, so I'm not.
She's a Rand Paul
I'm
guy.
a Rand Paul
and
guy. I'm a Rand Paul guy.
No, you're a Rand Paul girl.
Yeah.
And I have checked. I have proof that she is a girl. So
I
we
love
are married.
Rand. He I think was everything that we needed, but that's not where we're at.
Again,
and I have to choose.
It'll be interesting to see. One of the things in the last 24 hours that I've seen blowing up on the internet is the report that the GOP is trying to figure out what they will do if Donald Trump drops out of the race.
Why would he drop out?
I haven't seen any report anywhere even indicating remotely close that he's even considering
not unless he's
that.
Being strong-armed behind the scenes.
I have no clue, but they're saying, oh, what would we do? So we'll see that developing story. I'm sure we'll see that develop more, but the media is banging that gong as much as they can because here's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for a Ross Perot moment. Back in the day, Ross Perot was running, and then he was told that you are going to hand this to Bill Clinton because you're running against a Republican. You're going to split the vote. So he dropped out. Then he was pressured into getting back in the race, and what happened? Bill Clinton won with one of the smallest number of votes for a president ever because the Republican vote was split. You had some people vote for Perot, some people vote for Bush, the incumbent at the time. And Bill Clinton, the funny thing is, nobody would run against Bush. He had the highest approval rating of any president. Bush won, the first one. Highest approval rating, even higher than Ronald Reagan, which people don't believe it, but look back, it's true. So nobody would run against him on the Democratic side. So Bill Clinton was like, I'll run against him. And it was handed to him, many think, because of what happened with Perot. And there were people who wouldn't vote for Perot because he dropped out and then came back in. What they're doing right now is they're trying to breed this,
they're trying to
this
put that
negativity where you're going, wait a minute, is he even going to stay in?
I really believe that's the only way she could carry this, is if there is so much turmoil and doubt on the other side. Otherwise, I mean, she's a criminal. She is. I think I read a statement that Trump said that Trump would be the very first president that could not pass a or a background check.
Trump would be?
No, Hillary. Trump said this about Hillary, that she would be the first president that if they did a background check on her, she would fail it.
Well, you said it was Trump.
Sorry,
I just want to make sure
I misspoke. I was my brain was working faster than my mouth.
That happens a lot, by the way. Her brain is pretty quick. Her mouth is usually pretty darn quick too. She gets herself in trouble a lot. Let's just put it that way.
That's all right.
Again, we will continue to keep our eye on that story. We'll report what we can. If you have the opportunity to chime in, please do so at politicalstorm.com. Start your own blog. We're going to have a link where you can actually start one, and then we'll know it's a person that's listening to our program, and then we're going to have a special contest for you. But we're working on all of that stuff behind the scenes right now. But if you just go to politicalstorm.com right now, you can click top upper right corner, start being a contributor. And you can be a newsmaker as well. And it's a great way to do what I think each and every one of us need to do right now is get the word out there and let people know. And I think this is the right place. You can certainly share your post on Facebook if you want to, but I would encourage people to not have those conversations there because you end up without friends. My wife has a bunch of friends that she doesn't have anymore. And like I said, I've noticed...
By choice.
I know, but I've noticed some people have unfriended me because I've talked about politics more in this last 6 months on Facebook than I ever have in my entire life. I'm not a political guy on Facebook. I steer clear of that because I knew that's what was going to happen. If they unfriend you, you can no longer influence them, just so you know that. If you get on there and get in an argument and you're no longer friends, no matter what you say, your influence doesn't matter. They don't even see it. They unfollow you, they unfriend you.
Those kind of people you can't reach anyway, no matter what. I mean, they're stubborn and stupid and idiotic. So.
Well, I wish you'd just say what you think. Are you a speechwriter for Donald Trump by chance?
See, that's what I do like that about Trump. That he just says what he's thinking. I think it's I think it's a breath of fresh air.
All
this
right.
political correctness ruining this country.
And with that note, we're going to finish things up here. Well, I still have a platform at politicalstorm.com. All right. My beautiful wife, Heidi Small, joined us today. And I am John Small for politicalstorm.com.